In this incredibly powerful drawing by Titian, we can really feel close to the artist, where he is thinking in his mind of what he needs to achieve in this drawing, and his hand is moving really purposefully on this sheet of paper. Titian is an incredibly creative artist who's always thinking ahead and rethinking. So you can see how free and sketchy his chalk is moving, his stick of chalk is moving here in the background, and how he's turning back to revise and to deepen the effects, these powerful tonal effects that he's achieving with the chalk. Now, this drawing is actually on blue paper. The paper has now discoloured, so it would have been quite a strong blue. It's a paper that's made blue thanks to the colour of the rags used in the making, and it's quite a thick, slightly fibrous paper. Venetian artists like this kind of paper very much, especially for chalk drawing. Titian's deliberately using chalk. It's a very favourite material of his. It's a natural material. You can sharpen it to achieve very, very fine effects, or as here, you can use it quite broadly and quite freely to achieve these grainy, gritty effects. You can also smudge it with your fingers, as he does. And then you can increase the pressure very strongly so as to deepen the tonal range. So these scribbles behind create the idea of a rearing soul, a soldier on a rearing horse who's the attacker. Now, what Titian was trying to achieve was a very strong group that would anchor the left-hand corner of a large painting. He's working on this painting for the Ducal Palace in Venice in about 1537. Drawings by Titian are quite rare. Relatively few have survived, considering the length of his career and the fact that he must have produced very many drawings. In this case, both the quality of the drawing itself and the fact that we can connect it so closely to a painting where the artist has gone on to change his mind further in the painting, this really makes the attribution to Titian absolutely convincing. The drawing has faded. Its blue paper is now a sort of greyish shade, and it's had a little damage, as happens over the years. What's particularly exciting, however, about this sheet is we can see how Titian's drawing was admired by a series of collectors over the generations. This drawing actually carries a range of inscriptions and collector's marks that gives us a sense of how these different people would have been looking at it, maybe passing it around the table, talking about Titian as an artist and as a draftsman. And this is really interesting because, of course, from the middle of the 16th century onwards, people who were reading about art history and who were reading Giorgio Vasari's Lives of the Artist would have learned that Titian wasn't interested in drawing and never really used drawing, and didn't think that disegno, the sort of capacity of the mind to think in terms of design, was important. And yet we have drawings like this that show us Titian's practice in drawing and what must have been his